tweet made. I'm live. Oh, hold on. I gotta send it to some other people now. Okay, continue. End of chapter 5, load. Yes. Continue, because we did the tip already. A few days have passed since the incident. During that time, either Mion was busy or Rika-chan had to help with the festival preparations, so we couldn't get everybody together for club activities. Even though I thought I would never want to participate again after the years that shaved off my life each time, not having it only made my heart grow fonder. I really am not honest with myself. Today we had finally had our club activities again. These weren't the same old club activities. It was called the Watanagashi 5 Demon Firefight. It was one of the biggest events in the club.
Keiichi, この浴衣、まだ着れるかしら?
Does this yukata still fit you?
ちょっと袖を通してみてくれる?
Can you try it on for a second? Mom pulled out a old dusty yukata.
いいよ、浴衣なんて。
Nah, I don't need a yukata.
恥ずかしいから普段着で行くよ。
Those are embarrassing, so I'll just go in my normal clothes.
でもお祭りなんだから着て行きなさいな。
But this is a festival. Wear it, okay?
レナとかは普段着でいいって言ってたぜ。
Rena and the others said regular clothes are just fine.
浴衣なんか着てったらかえって恥さらしだよ。
If I was the only one wearing a yukata, it'd be even more embarrassing. I put on the same old vest as usual.
祭りにはレナたちと行くからさ。
I'll be going with Rena and the others.
俺のことは放っておいて大丈夫。
So you don't need to worry about me.
そう？じゃあ母さんは父さんが起きたら2人で行くわね。
Is that so? I'll be going with Dad when he wakes up. Dad let out a loud snore from the sofa.
あの調子じゃ、夕べも徹夜かな。
From how it looks, he must have pulled an all-nighter last night.
急ぎの原稿をようやく発送したとこなの。
He just finished sending in his manuscript.
ひょっとすると起きないかもね。
So he might not wake up for a while. It seems my dad writes for art magazines sometimes too. I've never read it though. I wonder if my dad is a really famous artist. As a son, it's a bit strange for me to say, but I can't imagine he's selling all that well. But he's able to feed a family of 3, and my life isn't exactly full of hardships. Maybe he's actually a master painter, and I just never knew it. Keiichi-kun, are you home? Uh-oh, it was already time. I didn't want them coming here, so I was planning on leaving early and waiting outside.
あらあらレナちゃん。
Oh my, it's Reina-chan.
いつもうちのケイイチがお世話になってまして。
Thank you for always looking after Keiichi.
おばさま、こちらこそお世話になって。
Ma'am, he's also been looking out for... Why are you blushing just from meeting my mom?
そこで真っ赤になるな。
Don't get all flustered.
実に気まずい。
This feels so awkward.
行くぞレナ。
Let's go, Reina. Since Reina would continue to space out if I left her here, I grabbed her hand and dragged her out.
レナちゃん、ケイイチをよろしくね。
Reina-chan, look after Keiichi for me.
はいおばさま。
How? Yes, ma'am.
ケイイチ君はレナが命に変えましても。
Even if it means I must sacrifice myself. Then why don't you do it right now? She waved back even as I was dragging her away.
はい、ケイちゃん。
Okay, Kei-chan.
今日はお腹すかしてる？
You hungry today?
露店で済ますんだからね。
We'll take care of that at these stalls.
部活が露天勝負と分かってて腹を無駄に膨らますと思ったかよ。
You thought I'd let myself get full knowing the club activity will involve the stalls?
そうでなくちゃ。
Wouldn't have it any other way.
さとことリカちゃんは
Where are Rika-chan and Satoko?
もう神社に行ってるのか？
Are they already at the temple?
リカちゃんはお祭りの実行委員さんだもん。
Yup, Rika-chan's a festival committee member after all.
さとこちゃんもきっと一緒だよ。
Satoko-chan is probably with her as well.
そっか。よっしゃ
I see. Alright,
今日は目いっぱい騒ぐぞ。
let's make some noise today.
あ
Yeah! Oh, my dinner's here. I have to mute. Okay, I'm back. Because Gabriel wanted me to be. We were already in high spirits with just the three of us there. It was way more lively at the Furude shrine than the last time I came, far exceeding my expectations. Throngs of people were crammed between rows of market stalls lined with colorful paper lanterns. Despite that, it was actually quite enjoyable.
すげえ人だな。
There sure are lots of people here.
南沢ってこんなに人がいたんだ。
I can't believe they all live in Hinamizawa. Have to click.
綿流しのお祭りはみんな来るよ。
Everybody attends the Watanagashi.
多分ひなみ沢の人の半分くらいは来てるんじゃないか
I
な。
think about half the village is here.
それだけじゃないよ。
It's not just that.
近隣の町の町会や子供会も招待してる。
Municipal and youth councils from neighboring towns and villages advertise this event as well.
そうだよな。
That's right.
俺たちの学校あれしか生徒いないのに。
There aren't that many students at our school,
今日は子供の姿がやたらたくさんある。
but there's a ton of kids here today.
お祭りの賑やかさはやっぱり子供の賑やかさだからね。
Just doesn't feel like a festival unless there are kids running around after all. That's true, I agree.
どうもこんばんは。
Ah, hello and good evening. These two knew everybody we came across. Of course, I greeted them as well, but I still wasn't familiar with everybody yet.
あら、レナちゃん。
Ah, Reina-chan. I didn't even click my mouse.
この間はお惣菜をありがとうね。
Thanks for the food you brought me a while back.
うちの子も美味しいって喜んでたわ。
My son loved it. He said it was delicious.
いえい
Ah, it was nothing at all.
え、気に入ってもらえて嬉しいです。
I'm glad he liked it.
和正くんにもよろしくお伝えくださいね。
Say hello to Kazumasa-kun for me, please.
よ
Hey,
ー園崎のお嬢ちゃんじゃねえの。
if it isn't Sonozaki Ojo-chan.
今年も屋台担いで来てやったぜ。
I'm in charge of the stand again this year, so make sure you come visit.
おっちゃん、太った？
Pops, have you gotten fatter?
今からそんなお腹じゃ果ては心筋梗塞だね。
You'll end up having a heart attack with a gut like that.
あ、この兄ちゃんは新顔だな。
Oh, this kid here is new.
嬢ちゃんの後輩かい？
Are you one of her underclassmen?
うちの部員だよ。
He's one of my members.
期待のニューフェイス。侮ると一晩で屋台潰されるよ。
An upcoming hopeful. If you cross him, he could crush your stand in one night.
嬢ちゃんのお墨付きかい。そりゃお手柔らかに頼むぜ。
You've got little Missy's seal of approval, I see. Hope you'll take it easy on me. As you could imagine, Mian was chatting away with the old guys running the stalls.
兄ちゃんは元気いいからね。
Mi-chan is really energetic after all.
おじさんたちにすごく人気あるの。
She's really popular with the older men.
レナも人気あると思うけどな。
I think Reina is pretty popular too,
可愛いし。
being cute and all. This was, of course, so long as her little condition didn't flare up. But as long as she is blushing quietly, she's pretty cute.
あ、レナが
I'm
誰に人気あるのかな、あるのかな。
popular with some people? Really? Really?
誰かにだよ。
With some people. I evaded giving her a straight answer by roughly tussling her hair.
露天商は町からわざわざ来てくれるんだよ。
The stalls keepers came all the way from town.
やっぱりこういうのがないとお祭りは盛り上がらないよね。
It's not really a festival without them after all.
で、それを俺たちは荒らして回るわけか。
So, we're going to mess with them now?
どんな勝負にせよ、俺は負けないぜ。
I don't care what kind of match it is, I'm going to win it.
そうだね。頑張ろう。
Oh yes, I'll try too.
あ
Hey,
あ、遅いですわ皆々様。
you're all very late.
レディーを待たせるとはケイチさんもなってないでございますわ。
It's unacceptable to keep a lady waiting, Keiichi-san.
おお、そりゃすまんな。
Oh, my bad.
で、その待たせたレディーってのは
So
ど
where
こ
is
にいるん
this
だ？
lady I've been keeping waiting?
グワンですって。
What did you say? Alright, Satoko is in top form as well. Seems she was all excited about being able to get everyone in the club together for the first time in a while.
リカちゃん、かわいい。
Reina let out an elated sigh. It seemed that the real lady had made her appearance.
こんばんはですよ、みんな。
Good evening, everyone.
ケイチもこんばんはです。
Good evening to Keiichi as well. Woo!
いいねいいね。
Looking good.
今年も決まってるじゃん。
You're looking sharp again this year.
かわいいかわいい。
Cute!
お持ち帰り。
I'm gonna take you home. Rika-chan was wearing a Shrine Maiden outfit. Yup. Reina's little outburst was completely understandable.
リカちゃんの服装は本格派だな。
Rika-chan's clothes sure look like the real deal.
これって本物の巫女さんの服か。
Is that a Shrine Maiden outfit?
うちのバッチャのお手製。
My grandmother made them by hand.
結構本格派でしょ。
They're quite authentic.
リカちゃんはお祭りの最後に大切なお仕事があるからその衣装なの。
Rika-chan has an important role to play at the end of the festival, so she's wearing this. I see. Rika-chan was on the executive committee because she performed all the Shrine Maiden rituals for the festival.
お仕事はお祭りの最後のところだけなのです。
My work is only during the finale of the festival,
まだまだゆっくり遊べますですよ。
so I can still play for a while.
ってことはここで時間を無駄にできないということですわ。
So we cannot afford to waste any time.
参りましょう。
Let us begin.
よっしゃ
Alright. It felt good to wander around the festival with just the five of us. Mion called everyone over to a stand that caught her attention and proposed a rather odd competition.
たこ焼き早食い勝負。
Takoyaki eating race.
各自購入の上。よーい、ドン。
Everyone has to buy their own. Ready? Go. A standard in vendor stalls, the takoyaki stand. What was especially standard for these kinds of events was the fact that they were simply balls of dough, takoyaki in name only. It burns.
ケイチくん大丈夫？
Are you okay, Keiichi-kun?
お水お水。
Have some water.
ああ、そんな熱々たこ焼き丸飲みなんて自殺行為でございますわ。
My, eating those scalding takoyaki whole is suicide.
作り置きの冷めたやつを購入するのがコツかな。
I guess the trick is to buy the ready-made ones that have been left there for a while.
実に美味しくないですよ。
They really don't taste good. The stall next to it was a shaved ice stand. It was still a bit too early in the season for that, but right then it didn't
今
matter.
度はかき氷にしようぜ。
Let's do shaved ice this time.
完食早食い勝負だ。
It's a shaved ice eating race.
レディーゴー。
Ready? Go.
かき氷の早食いなんて無理。
It's a shaved ice eating race. I can't.
体温で少しでも溶かせば。
As long as you can melt it a bit with your body heat, then
冷たいですの。
it's so cold.
甘いね。
This music is low-key bumping. not smart.
おじさんはシロップ大盛りで頼んだのさ。
This old man ordered it with plenty of
混
syrup.
ぜればすぐに溶ける。
It'll melt quickly when it's mixed up. Those stooges were too late. The moment they chose to tackle it head on was their downfall. Phew.
完食だ
Finish.
ケイちゃんが
K-chan is done?
早すぎる。
That was too fast.
まさかケイチ君
Finish.
白の金魚すくいのお水を入れたんじゃ。
It couldn't be. Keiichi-kun, you didn't add water from the goldfish tank behind you, did you?
実に美味しくないですよ。
That can't taste very good. How do you like my voice acting? Next to that was another old favorite. A cotton candy stand.
次はこちらにしませんこと？
Why don't we do this one next?
もちろん早食いですわ。
Of course, the speed eating contest.
ねえねえ、わたあめの早食いなんてどうやるんだろう。
Hey, how do you eat cotton candy quickly?
どうやるんだろう。
How? On Satoko's mark, Mion, Satoko, and I all compressed the cotton candy with our bare hands. The time it took to stick the whole thing in our mouths, 3 seconds.
サトコはともかく、ケイちゃんも気づいてたとはね。
I expected Satoko to figure it out, but I didn't think Kei-chan would too.
俺をいつまでも新入部員扱いしないことだぜ
I can't have you treating me like I'm a newie forever, can I?
実に美味しくないですよ。
It won't taste very good. Rika-chan also had crushed it between her hands and stuck it in her mouth.
こんなわたあめの食べ方、きっと日本中でもここだけだよ。
This is probably the only place in Japan where people eat cotton candy like this. I think only Reina's cotton candy was happy with how it was eaten. But it felt like we'd end up doing stuff like eat noodles through the nose contest or human water pump at the goldfish scoop at the rate things were going.
それでもおじさんは勝つけどね。
This old man will probably still win too.
悪時期勝負ではミオンさんにはかないませんわね。
I'm simply no match for Mion-san when it comes to eating repulsive things.
ああまったく
Yeah, seriously.
何あんたたち。
What's up with you guys?
次は焼きそばにブルーハワイかけて食べる勝負にしたいわけ？
Are you telling me you don't want to have a blue Hawaii top yakisoba eating contest? Shake, shake. Both Sadako and I shook our heads in unison.
あのさ、今度はちょっと食べ物から離れたゲームにしないかな。しないかな。
Can we have a game that doesn't involve food this time? Can we? Reina's proposal was a godsend. It was about time we played a different kind of game.
じゃあレナ、次のゲームをあんたに任せるよ。
Okay, Reina, I'll let you pick up the next game.
何でもいい。
Anything is fine.
じゃあねじゃあね。
Well then, well then.
レナは審判だよ。
I'm going to be the judge.
このお祭り会場でかいいものを探してくるの。
Find cute things on the festival ground.
制限時間は1分。
You have 1 minute.
上等ですわ。
Fine by me.
レナの好みは分かってますもの。
I know exactly what Reina likes.
よし
Alright.
多分
I think I
あれ
can
なら
do
勝てる
that.
よーい、ダン。
Ready, go.
あれ？
Oh?
ケイチ君とリカちゃんはなんでスタートしないんだろう。しないんだろう。
Why aren't Keiichi-kun and Rika-chan starting? Why not? Mion and Satoko dashed off madly, but Rika-chan and I calmly stayed right where we were.
ひょっとしてもう見つけてあるの？かわいいの。
Could it be? You've already found it. The cute thing.
もう見つけてありますです。 ケイイチもですね。
We've already found it. Keiichi too?
あ
Yeah.
なんだろうなんだろう、楽しみ。
What is it? What is it? I can't wait. Both Rika-chan and I stood motionless for those few moments before Mion and Satoko returned.
あこういう形で直接対決するのは初めてだな。
It's probably the first time we've gone head to head like this.
初めてしますです。
It will be the first.
リカちゃんあれで勝つつもりか。
Rika-chan, you expect to win with that, huh?
僕も部員です。
I'm a member of this club as well.
勝つためなら快速第3条ですよ。
Win by any means is our society's third rule. Rika-chan sneered to the best of her ability. You're on. Both Mion and Satoko came back, each with their own plan of attack stuffed in their arms.
じゃあ順番にね。
Okay then, let's go in order.
1番は部長さんのみーちゃんから。
Let's start with the club president, Mi-chan.
悪いけどいきなり決めさせてもらうよ。
Too bad, you guys. I'm ending this now.
さんはこれだ。
This old man brought this. Where did she get those? They were old diamond-shaped tin signs.
カレーに蚊取り線香、昔懐かしのブリキ看板だ。
Pleb
Duh.
curry. Snake coil incense. Nostalgic tin signs from the old days. How about this? It's very understated. A little too understated, Mion. I used to see those stuck up on barbed wire fences. They were more nostalgic than cute. Can you explain what part of that is cute? But there were puffs of smoke noisily shooting out of Reina's ears and nose, almost like a steam train. I didn't get it.
次は私が行くでございますわよ。
I shall be up next.
これでございます。
It is this. It was the hand-drawn poster from the Ladies' Society roasted corn stall. It was a really bad sketch done by a housewife. An anthropomorphic roasted corn drawn without any sort of real glam. Its very existence invited a sense of sorrow to the viewer. Bleep. That was the sound of blood jetting out of Reina's nose. It seemed to have been rated higher than Mion's. I really didn't get it. It feels like your artistic sense is a little avant-garde by about 5 eons.
所詮は量産看板。
Those were nothing but mass-produced signs after all.
手書きには勝てませんわ。
They had no chance against something hand-drawn. I couldn't even begin to follow the way those guys were thinking.
では次は僕が行きますですよ。
Then I will be next.
次はリカちゃんか。
Next is Rika-chan, is it?
小道具もなしにどんな手を使うやら。
What can you even do without anything? Did you and Satoko both forget? If Rika-chan felt like it, she could simply... After moving back about 10 yards, she began waddling up to Reina. Seeing that, both Mion and Satoko gasped.
しまった。
Oh no! Too late. Rika-chan tripped over nothing and lay motionless after falling down. Reina hurried over to her.
リカちゃん大丈夫かな、大丈夫かな。
Rika-chan, are you alright? Alright? Rika-chan had a lump on her forehead and tears welled up in her eyes. Only her fingers peeked out from her sleeves. This was the vital part. The palms of her hands were covered by her sleeves. She made just a single sound.
みかわいいかわいい。
Cute, cute.
お持ち帰り。
Going to take you home.
忘れてましたですの。
I'd completely forgotten about that.
一番身近な手を忘れてましたわ。
The play that I personally had to use. Reina's face went completely red, her head bobbing back and forth with her excitement. She embraced Rika-chan and began rubbing her cheek against her.
さすがだぜ。
I'd expect no less from her.
どこまで取っても一部の隙もない。
Not a single element was overlooked.
ちびっこ、
She's tiny,
ミコ、
shrine maiden,
涙、
brink of crying. Me,
完璧だ。
it was perfect.
ただの苔を燃えにまで昇華した。これぞまさに芸術と呼ぶにふさわしい。
A simple trip transcended into pure mo. Now this is what you call art.
ケイちゃんの方がわかんねえセンスしてるよ。
Kei-chan is a pretty weird definition of art. I'll just pretend the sharp sting of those words cutting through me like a razor was a figment of my imagination. Rika-chan turned her gaze to me with a daunting smile as she caressed by Reina, who was in full cute mode.
さあケイイチ、
Goofy names.
僕に勝てますですか？
Now, Keiichi, can you beat me? That cold smile is frightening, Rika-chan. It must be my imagination, but I see a demon inside her sometimes.
ケイちゃんにも何か秘策があってのことだろうけど。
Kei-chan, Kei-chan seemed to have his own plan of attack.
何を見せてくれるのかな。
I wonder what he's going to show her.
私としましてもケイイチさんのお手並み拝見でございますわ。
I also wish to observe the play Keiichi-san will make.
ひょっとしてケイイチも芸をしますですね。
Could it be? Is Keiichi also going to give a performance? I basked in their pointed stares. I pulled Reina, who gave no sign of canceling out of cute mode, away from Rika-chan.
はうかいいのかいいの。
Cute thing, cute thing.
ケイイチくん離して。
Keiichi-kun, let go.
今から俺がもっとかわいいのを見せてやるから
I'll
少
show
し
you.
我慢しろ。
I'll show you something even cuter, so just hold on for now. Huh? Huh?
もっとかいいの？
Something even cuter?
だがここはちょっとギャラリーが多い。
But it's a bit too crowded here.
あっちの影へ行こ
Let's go back there. Reina looked very surprised as they pulled her behind the shrine.
ケイイチさんの企みが見えないでございますわ。
I cannot fathom what Keiichi-san could possibly be planning.
ケイちゃんに限って。いや、まさか。
Kei-chan wouldn't stoop to. No, would he?
ファイト王です。
Keep on fighting. Yeah. After a bit, I returned. And a bit after that, so did Reina, dragging her feet.
ファイト王です。
まさかケイちゃんのやつ、ねんねのレナに変なことしたんじゃ。
There's no way that scoundrel Kei-chan did something to innocent little Reina. Mion and Satoko passed by me, heading straight to Reina.
変なことって一体何でございますの？
Well, what exactly did he do to you? For a moment, Reina was too dazed to realize someone was talking to her.
なんだみーちゃんか。は
Oh, it's Mi-chan. Oh. Reina!
大丈夫？ケイちゃんに変なことされなかった？
Are you alright? Did Kei-chan do anything to you?
あ、レナ変なことはされなかったよ。は
No, he didn't do anything strange to me. Oh.
かなりの重傷ですわ。
This is quite severe.
ケイイチさんは一体何を見せましたの？
Exactly what did Keiichi-san show you?
とっても可愛かったよ。は
It was so cute. How...
かわいい？レナ、あんた何を見せられたの？
Cute? What did he show you, Reina? Reina let out a really long howl. Hello, panda callies. Her eyes sparkled as she spoke.
可愛かったよ、ケイチ君のオットセイ。
Hold on. Cute, cute, so cute. It was Keiichi-kun's furry little seal. Wham. Whoom. In the blink of an eye, Mion and Satogo's elbows smashed into my face.
なになに？
Huh? Oh, what? What?
何汚ねえもん見せやがって
Showing Reina something so dirty.
この大関スケごまし。
You sick pervert.
重複して差し上げますでございます。
I shall have you beaten into oblivion.
違う誤解だ
Wait. You've got it all wrong. A dark billowing aura flowed from Mion and Satoko. It was no good. They're going to kill me.
みーちゃん、なんだかわかんないけど誤解だよ。
Mi-chan, I'm not sure what's going on, but you've got it all wrong.
ケイチ君は
You see, Keiichi-kun had...
オットセイさんのキーホルダーですよ。
It's a fur seal keychain. Rika-chan stuck her hand into my pocket and pulled out my keychain. Eh?
昔夏休みの宿題で作ったと言ってますです。
He said he made it long ago for one of his summer school assignments.
恥ずかしいのでめったに人に見せないとも言ってますですよ。
He said he doesn't show it He said he doesn't show it other often because it's embarrassing. That doesn't make sense. To other people or off? Show it off often or show it to other people often? This is a pretty big mess up, I think.
うん、
Yeah,
ちっちゃくて可愛くて
so small and cute.
精一杯頑張ったって感じがとっても素敵だったよ。
He tried his best to make it. It's so wonderful.
なんだ
Oh,
てっきりおじさんはケイちゃんのあはははは
this old man thought you meant it was Keiichi's. Oh, ho, ho.
さすがミオさんですわ。
I'd expect no less from Mion-san.
間違える方向もワイルドですこと。
You misconstrue things in the wildest ways. They slung insults at each other and looked like they were ready to tear into each other at any second. I beg of you, if I'm in the clear, would you mind getting off me? We were interrupted by the flash of the camera.
やあみんな
Hey guys,
相変わらず元気そうだね。
you all seem energetic as usual. It was Tomitake-san. As I lay crumpled on the ground, Mion and Satoko continued to bicker above me. Riki-chan was patting me on the head and Reina was still in cute mode. It was probably quite a lively scene.
こんばんはではございますが、レディーに断りもなくお写真を撮るのはエチケット違反でございますことよ。
It's a fine evening, indeed, although it's rather poor etiquette to photograph a lady without her permission.
そうだな
That's right.
少なくともサトコの許可は必要ない
At least you don't really need Satoko's permission. Satoko dug her heel into me.
こんばんは。
Good evening.
あ、明日帰られちゃうんですよね。
Ah, you're heading back tomorrow, aren't you?
素敵な写真はいっぱい撮れましたか？
Were you able to take lots of good photos?
おかげさまでね。
Yes, thanks for asking.
いい絵がたくさん撮れたよ。
I got plenty of good shots.
富武のおじさまに会えるのも今晩限りなのね
Tonight's the last we can see old Tomitake-sama, isn't it?
お名残惜しいですわ
It's such a shame.
いい加減とっととメジャーデビューしてくださいよね
Hurry up and have your major breakout soon.
相変わらず口が悪いな。
Just as rude as ever, aren't you?
その毒舌もまた半年聞けないかと思うと残念だよ。
I really am sad I won't be able to hear that voice of yours for almost half a year.
せいぜい今夜を楽しんでらしてくださいな。
Be sure to have as much fun as you can tonight.
明日の夜にはもう東京なんですからね。
You'll be back in Tokyo tomorrow after all.
そうだね。
That's true.
星が見える夜空なんて
It will be another 6 months
また半年お預けだもんね。
until I can enjoy another night where I can see the stars. Tomitake-san looked up the night sky cheerfully. At that moment, even though he was smiling, I sensed a bit of sadness.
富武さん、いっそ住めばいいじゃないですか。
Why don't you move here, Tomitake-san,
南沢。
in Hinamizawa? Tomitake-san was speechless.
確かに不便なとこです。
It's not very convenient here.
店もないし、
No shops
娯楽もないし、何もないかもしれないけど、
or recreational spots. There might not be anything special really here, but you know, everyone knew what I was trying to say. Tomitake-san was also well aware. So Reina, Mion, Satoko, and Rika-chan, none of them butted in.
俺はまだここに引っ越してきて一月も経たないからよくわからないけど、
I've only been here for less than a month, so I don't really know everything about it. Normally I'm a really talkative guy, but in situations like this I'm at a loss for words. Even though all this was happening in such a boisterous setting, it felt like all the background noise was fading into the distance.
ここにはきっと、
This place is probably... Tomitake-san rested his hand on me gently, silenced me.
ありがとな。
Thank you,
ケイイチ君、
Keiichi-kun,
ミオンちゃんにレナちゃん、
Mion-chan and Reina-chan,
サトコちゃんにリカちゃん。
Satoko-chan and Rika-chan. Tomitake-san's smile was so slight it looked as if it was going to crumble at any minute, but it was still warm.
僕もここに住めたらきっと楽しいだろうなって思うよ。
I also think it would be great if I could live here. Those might have been cruel words coming from a kid who didn't need to worry about working to feed himself. A hand touched my back. It was Arena.
ケイチ君、大人をいじめちゃかわいそうだよ。
Keiichi-kun, you shouldn't pick on adults. It's not nice. The background noise clamor of the festival returned.
またしばらくのお別れなんですからね。
We won't be seeing him for a while, after all.
今夜は富武さんにもたくさん楽しんでもらわなくっちゃ。
We need to make sure Tomitake-san also enjoys tonight. When Reina smiled, the mood instantly got brighter.
そうだね。ぜひそうさせてもらうよ。
That's true. I think I'll just do just that.
あ、ねえねえみーちゃん、
Hey, Mi-chan,
どうだろう。
how about it?
富武さんを部活に入部させてあげるのは。
Can we let Tomitake-san in on our club activities? That's a great idea. Or so I thought, but Mion had a snobbish look on her face.
入部条件の一つにひなみ沢在住ってのがあるんだけどね。
One of the requirements for membership is residence in Hinamizawa, you see?
そんなみーちゃん、今日くらい意地悪しなくても。
Come on, Mi-chan. Just for today. Don't be mean.
ま、コツコツ毎年来てるからね。名誉市民と認定してあげよう。
Well, he does come around often every year. I'll make him an honorary citizen.
やったー。
Whoa, yay!
さてさて、
Now then,
こんな旬を過ぎたご老体にこの私の相手が務まるんでございましょうかしら。
I wonder if this aged fellow, well past his prime, will be a match for me.
老快な大人の知恵を見せてもらいましょうです。
Let's have him show us the wisdom of a mature adult.
へへ、俺たちの若さについてこられるかな。
Breaking character for a second. I just took a bite of this prime beef biscuit. Texas prime beef biscuit from this restaurant that I got for dinner. Awful. I'm gonna be honest. It does not taste good. I can barely finish the bite that's in my mouth. I don't think I'm finishing the rest of this. Ugh. Hey hey, can you keep up with us, young'uns? Tomitake-san stepped back slightly at her audacious grins.
部長、園崎美音の名において名誉市民富武氏の我が部への入部を許可する。
Hi, Mion Sonozaki, club president, do hereby and authorize honorary citizen Tomitake's entry into our club. Her words were quickly drowned out by her cheers.
なんだいその部活ってのは。
What do you mean by club?
我が部はだな、複雑化する社会に対応するため活動ごとに提案される様々な条件下、時には準拠。
What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities with various rules. Sometimes they are in your
あるい
favor,
は逆境からいかにして。
and sometimes they work against you.
レナは弱いからいじめないでほしいな。仲良くやろうね。
I'm pretty weak, so I prefer you not single me out. Let's try to get along.
子供のごっこ遊びと侮るつもりなら好都合でございますわ。
If you wish to mock our childish games, then this will be the perfect opportunity.
身ぐるみ剥いで
We'll leave you with nothing.
地獄の底に叩き落としてやるぜ。
We won't even leave the hairs on your butt.
つまりみんなでゲームして遊ぶ部活です。
So, it's a club where we play games together. Of course, Rika-chan was the only one to give an answer that made sense.
よーし、望むところだよ。
Alright, just what I wanted.
その挑戦を受けて立とうじゃないか。
I'll take you up on that challenge.
お手柔らかに頼むよ、先輩方。
Don't be too rough on me, my mentors. Tomitake-san got riled up and did a victory pose like he was 10 years old. That's perfect. We continued walking through the festival with Miona in the front. Now we looked like a family of 6. It had some intensity to it.
ルールはいつも通り。ビリにはもちろんお約束の罰ゲーム。
Same rules as always. The loser will, of course, be subject to a penalty. Tomitake-san was a bit surprised, but to us it was just the same as always. Regardless of how terrible a penalty it was.
負けなきゃいいんだからね。
Just don't lose. Reina was also brimming with determination. She didn't have any intention of losing.
そうだな。
That's true. I tousled Reina's hair to lighten the mood. She giggled to hide her embarrassment.
なるほど。これが童心ってやつなんだな。
I see. This is what it means to feel like a kid again. Tomitake-san whispered that to nobody in particular. At that moment, we heard an old man call out in a strong voice. Looking over, I realized it was the man Mion had greeted right before the festival.
来たかい。
You're here.
園崎の嬢ちゃん、今年は大人数みたいじゃねえの。
Little Miss Sonozaki. Seems you brought quite the crowd.
あんたの店、根こそぎかっさらいに来たよ。
We came to eradicate your entire stall. No way. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, you can't see my mouse still. Hold on. That's weird. I put on capture cursor, but it's not capturing my cursor. Unless his stall was a shooting gallery. There we go. It's Freddy Fazbear. Look, Freddy Fazbear. It was the usual setup where you had to knock down the prize you wanted with a quirt gun.
ルールは簡単。
The rules are simple.
3発撃って得られた景品のでかさで勝負しよ
Oops.
う。ルールは簡単。3発撃って得られた景品のでかさで勝負しよう。
3 shots. The winner is whoever gets the biggest prize. Everyone shouted in their agreement. There was no need to consider how to win, since the condition for victory was simply size. The biggest prize at the stall went without question. It was that one, wasn't it?
あのクマさんかわいいよ
Well, that teddy bear, cute. Seems that there are quite a lot other bigger prizes like that F1 car. Maybe that tank, or that bag. Reina was gazing longingly at the large stuffed animal. It was intentionally placed on an unsteady platform, so it was possible to get it if you hit the right spot.
To 一瞬思わせる絶妙な配置が見事だな。
It's magnificently set up to make someone think that.
さすがケイチさん
Not bad, Keiichi-san.
一発でカンパすると思いましたわ
I figured you would see through this scan instantly.
ここは無難にキャラメルや人形を狙うのが定石のようだね。
The most logical course of action would be to aim for some candy or a doll. The intent analysis had already begun. In this club, you'll get eaten alive if you don't come prepared. Everything hinges on what plan you can come up with for the main event. At some point, a large crowd had gathered around us, making a big fuss. There was this much of a following for a club's infamous event.
クマさんを落とせれば勝利は確定しますですね
Knocking that banner down ensures a win.
3発しかないんだぜ。
Only 3 shots.
それを確かめるために使うには重いな。
To use them all just trying, that'd be rough.
へいへい
Hey,
他のお客さんも待ってるんだぜ
I have other customers waiting, you know.
最初のチャレンジャーは誰からだい
Who's up first?
先に挑戦した方が楽な景品を狙えて有利かもしれないけど、鉄砲の癖が見えないうちの挑戦は危険だね。
The first one has the advantage of being able to aim for the easier prizes, but it's dangerous to compete without knowing the gun's quirks. Komitake-san's take on the situation was pretty good. He gets what our club is about.
じゃあさ公平にじゃんけんで決めるのはどうかなどうかな
Well then, to be fair, how about using rock, paper, scissors to decide? How about it?
結局それしかないかね。
That's really the only way.
じゃんけん
Rock, paper, scissors. After a couple of matches, it ended up with Mion being first.
一番は避けたかったんだけど、ハンデってことにしとくかな。おっちゃん10。
I didn't want it to end up first. Ah well, just think of it as a handicap. Gramps' gun.
それよ
Here you go. When the shooting range guy handed her a rifle, Mion looked it over intently. She didn't forget to check the cork bullet either.
オッケー。
Okay.
この銃はおろしたてだね。
This gun is brand new, isn't it?
癖はなし。悪くない。
No faults. Not bad. Mion raised the gun in one swift motion. It was completely different from her careful inspection. She was shooting from the hip. Fire. Reload. Fire. Reload. Fire. Flop. Flop, flop. 3 candy boxes fell, one after the other. A big haul. The crowd paused in a moment of awe and then erupted in cheers. Whoa, awesome.
やるでございますわ。
That was quite good. Tometake-san was at a loss for words after seeing such shooting prowess.
すごいよみーちゃん。
Amazing, Mi-chan.
3つ
Three. Her accuracy was incredible. Her choice of targets wasn't bad either. The 3 Mion had gone after were fairly large and pretty easy to knock over. They were all targets with very high return on investment.
2番手は誰？
Who's up next?
さとこ？
Satoko.
気をつけて。弾が軽い。
Careful, the bullets are light. Next was Satoko. The rifle looked a bit big for her lithe body, but it didn't seem like she had any problem with the weight.
やはりここは大物狙いで行かせてもらいますわ。
Of course, I shall aim for the grand prize. She proclaimed that she was going after the teddy bear. Damn, Satoko, such a bold move.
クマさんを落とせばその時点でさとこちゃんのトップは確定するね。
The moment she knocks it over, she's guaranteed to be in first.
さとこちゃん頑張れ。
Good luck, Satoko-chan. Satoko was the opposite of Mia. She aimed at the target quite carefully and squeezed the trigger.
弾が軽いですわ。
Ah, these bullets are too light. The first 2 bullets struck the bear on the torso, but it only shifted a bit. You need to aim higher towards the head or it won't work. Sotoko's 3rd bullet wasn't aimed at the bear, but at the candy box below its arm.
残念でございますけれど、私にクマは2が勝ちすぎているみたいですわね。
I hate to say it, but it appears the bear is just too much for me. She went boldly after the big catch, but since she switched over to a less impressive prey at the last second, the crowd only gave a strained laugh. Were they laughing because she lacked the courage? These fools know nothing.
さとこ、いい仕事をするじゃん。腕を上げたね。
A fine attempt, Satoko. You've gotten better. The palm of Mion's outstretched hand went plump as it tapped down lightly on Satoko. She appeared to just be talking hot air, but this was actually completely calculated. Damn that Satoko. Just to avoid being in last place, she dared to switch over to an easy target. Without shame or honor. Magnificent.
クマはレナさんに譲るでございますわ。
I'll allow you to take the bear, Reina-san.
健闘をお祈りしましたよ。
I pray for your victory.
うんうん。
Okay.
ありがとね、さとこちゃん。
Thanks so much, Satoko-chan.
クマさんかいいよ。
Oh, Mr. Bear is so cute. Reina was up next. She couldn't hit the broadside of a barn as regular Reina, but she said that bear was cute.
レナちゃんはどうだろうね。
I wonder how Reina-chan will do.
一つくらい当たるといいんだけれど。
I hope she's able to hit at least one.
富武さんはちょっとレナを甘く見てますね。
You're underestimating Reina, Tomitake-san. Huh. It's Reina, you know? It's Reina Ryugu, you know? If it was to get that teddy bear. Whoa! Tomitake-san wheeled around to see what all the commotion the spectators were making was about. If it was to get that bear, she'd be able to shoot through the pinhole. No one known as Reina Ryugu could do it.
揺れてるよ。かいよ。
Shaking, it's shaking, how cute. Reina couldn't hide her excitement over the bear's slow rocking. Now Reina couldn't lose.
さすがレナさんですわ。
Not bad, Reina-san.
冷静を失えば失うほどに。
The less collected you become,
強い。
the stronger you get. Whoa! Another big cheer. Reina's bullet hit the bear's forehead again. Not enough. The bear seemed to wobble more than before.
でも無理かもしれませんですね。
But it might not be possible.
いやー、わからないよ。
You never know.
レナちゃんの腕だったらひょっとすると。
With Reina-chan's skill, it might be. While Tomitake-san was just as excited as the crowd, Arika-chan's analysis was not swayed by emotion. If Reina had 10 more shots, she could surely knock it over. But with just one more, no matter how you looked at it, no go. The crowd let out a dejected groan. She had shot right in the forehead 3 times. It was a bit late, but they gave her a good round of applause for the attempt.
おまさんお持ち帰り。
Oh, Mr. Bear, take him home. Oh. She should be praised for her valor, but she had no trophies to show for it. Then, at that moment, the old man flicked one of the candy boxes with his finger and handed it to Reina.
こいつはジョーちゃんのだぜ。
This is for you, little lady.
くれるの？
Huh? You're giving this to
レナに？
me? Oh.
あんなすげえの見せられて手ぶらで返しちゃお天道様に申し訳が立たねえぜ。
The gods wouldn't forgive me if I let you go home empty-handed after such a display. There was another shower of applause. Reina turned bright red and I pulled her back over to us by her hand.
頑張ったじゃないかよ。
You did a good job.
かわいいモードのレナにゃ驚かされるぜ。
Your cute mode really surprised me.
惜しかったよ、クマさん。
Oh, I really wanted Mr. Bear. Ah. It was easy to see that it only needed a little more to be knocked over. Reina had done quite a lot for me. I still needed to pay her back for that delicious picnic.
よっしゃ、そんなら俺が。
Alright, then I'll
僕が取ったらプレゼントするよ。
get it and give it to you. What? Tomitake-san had stolen the words right out of my mouth. Okay, okay.
お願いね、富武さん。
Please, Tomitake-san.
頑張れ。
Good luck. Damn you, old man Tomitake. Stealing the good parts for yourself. A small hand stretched over and fell gently on my head just as before I was overcome with frustration.
ケイイチもファイト王ですよ。
You keep on fighting too, Keiichi, okay? Tomitake-san carefully studied the bear. Setting his sights, he shouldered the rifle while holding the other 3 shots in his hand.
どういうことだ？
Why is he doing that?
間違いない。
Yes, no doubt.
富武のおっさんの狙いは
Tomitake is aiming for it. Pop, pop, pop. The time between shots was short. It was meaningless to shoot again once the shots stopped shaking. So Tomitake-san was relying on rapid fire to win the battle. It was visibly wobbling much more than it ever had before, but that was all. It still didn't fall over.
残念だった。
Too bad. All of Reina's momentary expectation from watching it sway valiantly turned into a dejected sigh.
結構いけると思ったんだけどな。
I really thought it would work.
男だとキャラメルはもらえないようでございますわね。
It seems that since you're a man, you will not be receiving any candy. That was it. It meant Tomitake-san had no spoils of war.
つまりケイちゃんとリカちゃんは手堅く楽なものを撃ち落とせばビリ回避ってわけだね。
So both Kei-chan and Rika-chan can just shoot down a sure, easy prize and avoid being dead last.
ビリ回避か。
Avoid being the loser, huh?
あ、すみませんね。
Oh, sorry about that.
今度はケイイチ君の番だよ。検討。
It's your turn next, Keiichi. Best of luck. I was the fifth shooter. I took the rifle from Tomitake-san. If I took the ruthless route, as Mia had suggested, then I'd go for something insignificant. Except, when I picked up the rifle, I definitely got a feeling from it. It was burning passion, passed down to me by Tomitake-san. The regret of not being man enough to fell the bear that Reina wanted. Yes, that's right. If I didn't aim for the bear, then I wouldn't be a man.
約束しちまったからな。
After all, that was my promise.
レナに。
To Reina.
約束ってなんだろう。
What promise? What?
あのクマを撃ち落として
To shoot down that bear.
レナにプレゼントするって。
Then give it to Reina. That one.
それって。
You mean how? The crowd went wild when they saw our conversation. Whoa, cool, Ni-chan. Show us what you got. That's not it, fine men of the crowd. If I didn't do this, then Reina might mug the old man running this stall on his way home. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. Why can't I just express my honest feelings?
ケイイチさんも男を見せますのね。
Keiichi-san truly talks the talk.
でも実際どうやってクマを落とす気ですの？
But how do you actually intend to bring down the bear?
レナや富武の弾で幾分傾きはしましたですが、難しいと思いますです。
Reina and Tomitake-san's shots did make it tilt a bit, but I think finishing the job will be difficult.
ケイイチくん。
Keiichi-kun.
もっと素早い連射力があれば一撃ごとの揺れにパワーを上乗せできるのに。
If only there was some way to shoot faster, I'd be able to pile more power on the sway from each hit.
頑張ってケイイチくん。
Good luck, Keiichi-kun. After taking 2 deep breaths, I shouted over to the guy.
鉄砲もう2丁貸してくれ。
2 more rifles. Huh? The crowd murmured amongst themselves.
ケイイチさんは何を企んでいるのでしょう。
I wonder what Keiichi-san is up to.
一人じゃ3丁は使えないですのよ。
One person can't handle 3 rifles at once. Oh, I forgot
読
a
め
voice.
たよ。
I get it.
ケイちゃんも考えたじゃん。
Nice thinking, Kei-chan. Mian was able to figure it out magnificently.
つまり一番時間がかかってるのがこのコルク玉の装填なんだよ。
Basically, what was taking the most time was reloading the shot.
そうだよね。
That's right.
じゃあ先に弾を詰めた鉄砲を3つ並べておけば。
Then, by putting 3 preloaded rifles next to each other, Tomitake-san went silent, peering at me in the bear through his lens. His photographer's blood predicted a miracle will occur. And then the crowd finally picked up on what I was planning. They let out a great cheer. They chanted my name, Keiichi. Rapid fire is the key. If I miss, all is for naught. Phew. After letting out a deep breath, I paused. Relax. Now. that moment, it felt like time itself has stopped. It felt like I could see the trajectory of the bullets, hit it, and knock it down. The first shot hit the bear on its head. The second, the third, the bear swayed hard, and then yeah! The cheers began before the stuffed animal even finished falling off the shelf. The guy caught it before it hit the ground and tossed it over to me.
まさか本当に落としやがるとはな。
You actually knocked it over.
乾杯だぜ。
You got me.
すごいや。おめでとうケイチ君。
Amazing. Congrats, Keiichi-kun.
圭一さんも頭を使えるようになりましたわね。
Keiichi-san had finally learned how to use his head.
少しは見直しましたですの。
I see you in a slightly better light now.
俺一人で落としたわけじゃないぜ。みんなで当てて少しずつずらして落としたんだ。
I didn't do it all by myself. Everyone hit it, and those small bits together brought it
こ
down.
いつは俺たち全員の戦果だぜ。
This trophy belongs to all of us.
そうそう、全員の力の結晶だね。
Right, this is from all of us working together.
ミーは一発も当ててませんです。
Me didn't hit it a single time. After holding up the teddy bear like it was a championship trophy, I handed it to Reina.
そうだ、
Here,
こいつは俺から、いや、みんなからだな。
this is from me. No, from everyone.
いつもうまい弁当ありがとな。
Thanks for always making your delicious lunches. Reina, thinking she was never actually going to get it, was momentarily speechless.
ダメだよ圭一君。だってこれはみんなの。
I can't, Keiichi-kun. This is everyone's after all. How...
じゃあ落としたのは俺。
In that case, I was the one who knocked it
だか
down.
ら俺は俺の。
And it's mine.
俺のだからレナにやる。
It's mine, so I'm giving it to Reina. I pushed the stuffed animal towards her again. This time, she embraced and accepted it.
俺が引っ越してきてからいろいろ面倒を見てくれたよな。
You've watched out for me ever since I moved here after all.
すげえ感謝してるんだぜ。
I'm really grateful, you see.
ありがとな。
Thanks a lot. Keiichi-kun! Thanks so much. Reina dove at me. Mion told me a few days later that Reina kissed me, but I didn't realize it during all the excitement at the time. I remembered what I was trying to say to Tomitaki-san earlier. There really isn't much of anything here, but there are lots of things you can't find anywhere else. I gained a lot from coming to Hinamizawa, especially at that moment. The crowd's cheers echoed on and on. From the altar set up in front of the shrine, the drums sounded with a booming echo. It was the finale of the festival.
じゃあ僕はお先に行くですよ。
I'll be going off ahead then.
おっと、
Uh-oh.
僕も早く行っていいポジションを確保しないとな。
I need to go and get myself a good spot too.
じゃあみんな、後ほど。
Well, then, everyone. See you in a bit. Both Rika-chan and Tomitake-san gave their farewells and disappeared into the crowd.
二人ともお勤めしっかりでございますよ。
I wish both of you the best in your endeavors.
ささ
Now,
参りましょうでご
shall
ざい
we
ます。
be off?
リカちゃんのあで姿を見に行きますかね。
Yeah, might as well go see Rika-chan's charming figure.
行こ
Let's go.
あ、
Yeah.
あれ、レナは
Huh? Where's Reina?
何やってんだよ。
What are you doing? Keiichi-kun! Mi-chan, save me! Since she was carrying such a ridiculously large stuffed animal, she was being carried by the flow of people.
何やってんだあいつ。
What is she doing?
馬の世話で手一杯なんだな。
She must have her handful taking care of that bear.
じゃあケイちゃんにはレナの世話を頼むかね。
So I'll leave Reina in your care, Kei-chan.
私はサトコの世話で忙しいし。
I have my handful taking care of Satoko.
誰がミオンさんの世話になるでございますの？
Who would want to be looked after by you, Mion-san?
痛い。手引っ張らないでくださいまし。
Ouch! Please don't pull on my arm. Before losing sight of Mion, I grabbed the back of Reina's collar.
ケイチ君、そこ違う。掴むとこ違う。
Keiichi-kun, not there. Don't grab me there.
注文のうるさいやつだな。
Always so bossy.
どこならいいんだ？
Where can I grab them?
は
How? I didn't feel ashamed at all. Reina was ashamed enough for the both of us. I grabbed onto Reina's hand and dashed after Mion and the others.
置いてかれる。
We're gonna be late.
早く行こうぜ。
Let's hurry up. Yeah. I hadn't realized Reina's hand was so delicate. Maybe she needed a bit more exercise and nutrition. That wasn't what I meant, not at all. My ears burned. I tried to keep calm. I repeated the phrase, "Keep it together, Keiichi Maibara," in my mind, but it didn't look like I would be able to move to anytime soon. I really didn't want Reina to see my face right then, so I pushed onwards, dragging her along without looking back even once. There was already a huge group of people gathered at the altar in front of the shrine. The fire at the altar made it as bright as midday and just as hot. There was a pile of futons worded with sanctified rope in front of the altar. Come to think of it, they did say it was a festival where they did something with the cotton and futons.
ケイチさん、
Keiichi-san,
レナさん、
Reina-san,
こちらでございますのよ。
we're over here. Satoko waved her hand from the front row.
お、すまんすまん。
Ah, sorry. Making our way through the mass of people, we reached the spot they'd saved.
どう？ちょっとはレナとドキドキできた？
How was it? Were you able to have a little bit of excitement with Reina?
やっぱりてめえ、そういうつもりだったのか。
You punk. So that's what your plan was? Instead of replying, Mion gave us a perverse grin.
レナはどうだった？
How was it, Reina?
ケイちゃんの手って意外に大きいとか思わなかった？
Was Kei-chan's hand bigger than you thought it would be? Ow. Reina turned bright red, puffs of steam shooting out of her. I heard something slice through the air and turned to see Mion on the ground with a welt on her face.
ミオン、お前いつ食らったんだ？
Mion, when were you hit?
ハウのハとウの間くらいだったかな。
Between the ha and o of our how, I think.
レナ、
Reina,
照れ隠しに友達を殴るのは良くないぞ。
it's not good to punch your friends to hide your embarrassment.
レナ、殴ってないよ。知らないもん。
I didn't hit her. Whatever. How? Thump. The thunderous beat of the drum echoed, silencing the crowd.
お静かになさいませ。始まりですわ。
You must all be quiet. It's the beginning. It was a solemn ritual. Higurashi entered dressed as a shrine maiden, followed by members of the municipal committee. The elders all looked at Higurashi and clasped their hands in praise. The only thing allowed to disturb the profound sounds was the flash from Tomitake's camera.
リカちゃんが持ってるあのでかいのはなんだ？
What's the big thing Higurashi is holding?
祭事用のクワだよ。
A hoe that's used for this festival.
巫女さんしか触っちゃいけない神聖な農具なの。
It's a sacred farming tool that only the shrine maiden may touch. Not uncommon for something used in rituals. After reciting a Shinto prayer, Rika-chan approached the pile of futons gathered at the altar. She swung the hoe skillfully, plowing it into the futons. Each and every little movement of this performance probably had to be done in a certain way. Without a doubt, this was a ritual.
今度はなんだ？
What's next?
布団叩きかな？
Airing out futons?
あれはね、人間に代わって冬の病魔を吸い取ってくれたお布団を清めてるの。
She's purifying the futons, which sacrificially absorb the winter's illnesses for those using them.
ケイちゃんのお布団叩きって表現もまあ外れじゃないかね。
So when Kei-chan said airing out futons, he wasn't completely wrong. Rika-chan's face was already dripping with sweat. That hoe was probably really heavy. She staggered side to side with the momentum of each swing. Satoko looked on, silently lending her
心
support.
配か？
Worried?
リカは毎日お餅つきの杵で練習してましたですの。
Rika practiced every single day with a mochi hammer.
きっとやりきるでございますわ。
She will certainly prevail. Satoko's hands were sweaty, and whenever Rika-chan started to sway a little, she held her breath.
ミオンとかは巫女役立候補しなかったのかよ。
Why wasn't Mion a candidate to be the Shrine Maiden?
リカちゃんにあの重さは気の毒だよ。
It feels wrong having Rika-chan swing around something so heavy.
そりゃ頼まれりゃやるけどね。
I'd do it if they asked me, you know.
まあ誰にでも務まるものでもないし。
And well, it's not something just anyone could do.
そうだよな。
That's true.
巫女は清らかじゃないとダメだもんな。
Shrine Maidens need to be pure after all. Mion drove her elbow into my side. With the thud of the big drum, Rika-chan gave a solemn bow and descended from the altar. That triggered a round of generous applause. After the Shinto priest had raised up the cleansed futons like a portable altar, all the spectators stood up. Following after the priest, we all marched on at a moderate pace. They descended the shrine as giant stairs in a line.
今度は何が始まるんだ？
What's happening now?
布団を川で洗濯か？
Washing the futons in the river?
だから綿流しだってば。
Watanagashi means setting cotton adrift, you know. The procession continued right up to the bank of the stream. A fire was stoked high and it was bright as day here too. People started crowding around it and clamoring.
はい、順番。
Alright, get in line.
並ぶよ、ケイチ君。
Line up, Keiichi-kun. I wondered what was up. Maybe we'd get some holy wine? Red and white bean buns?
食べ物じゃないよ。
It's not food.
だから綿。
I said it was cotton. Ah, but of course, they didn't call it the Watanagashi for nothing. I finally understood. The municipal committee members pulled out the cotton from inside the futons and balled it up like mochi, handing it out to people. Raina dove into the line and brought some out for me as well. We then proceeded to the bank of the stream.
ケイチ君は初めてだからレナのやり方を真似するんだよ。
Since it's your first time, Keiichi-kun, just copy what I do. She held up the cotton in her right hand, waving her hand as if to purify it. She touched it to her forehead, chest, navel, and both thighs.
これを3回繰り返すの。心の中ではお社様ありがとうって唱えるんだよ。
You do this 3 times and silently give thanks to Oyashiro-sama.
お社様ってなんだよ？あの神社の神様の名前か？
Oyashiro-sama? What's that? The name of the shrine's god?
うん、 ひなみ沢の守り神様なの。
Yes, it's the guardian deity of Hinamizawa.
ご利益もあるけどたたりもあるんだからね。
It brings about both miracles and curses.
ちゃんと敬わないとダメだよ。
So you must be sure to show respect. It sounded like a pretty frightening god. But, well, when in Rome, I was officially a resident of Hinamizawa now, after all. As Reina showed me, I touched the cotton over myself 3 times. Thank you, O Yashiro-sama. Thank you, O Yashiro-sama. O Yashiro-sama.
これでね、体についてた悪いのがこの綿に吸い取られたの。
This way, all the evil that possesses you is sucked out by the cotton.
で、あとは沢の流れにそっと流してね。
Then you let it
おし
gently
まい。
Then you let it gently drift away on the stream, and you're done. Together, Reina and I set our pieces of cotton afloat on the surface of the water. The flowers of cotton blooming in the water had sucked out all the bad illnesses from Hinamizawa and drifted off, disappearing into the distance. It was wonderful, like those floating lantern festivals I'd seen on TV. The best part, though, was feeling like this rite of passage had made me a true resident of Hinamizawa.
「初めはちょっとした不安だった。誰かを傷つけたいなんて考えもしなかった。
At first, I was a bit anxious,
それでも
hurting someone was something
不
I'd
安は
never
孤
even
独を生ん
considered.
で
Nevertheless,
疑念
the
へと変わ
anxiety
り、
then gave place to
やが
loneliness,
て黒い
doubt, and
殺意
more.
が
And then,
心を
that
闇
wicked
に閉ざ
murderous
していった。
intent eventually took control of my mind.
戻らない日常。
The boy took the first
少年は
step
足を
towards
踏み出す。
an unrecoverable
その
daily
先
life,
が
not even realizing
奈落
that
の
he was
底だと
walking
も
into
気
the
づかず、
abyss.
鬼隠し、
Onikakushi. A
信じ
tragedy
たいと
born
思
from
う
the
気持
desire
ちが
to
生んだ悲
believe.
劇。
Are
流
those
した
tears of
涙は
repentance or tears of
懺悔か
resentment?
それとも怨恨か。
While staring off into the stream, I somehow got separated from Reina. I wasn't very lonely, though. I know this place now. This was where I live, my home. It's probably better if I just stay here instead of wandering around aimlessly. Someone would surely find me while I was enjoying the evening breeze. I heard a familiar voice. It was Tomitake-san's. I headed towards it.
どうですか富武さん、いい写真はいっぱい撮れましたか？
How did it go, Tomitake-san? Were you able to get some good shots?
ああ、おかげさまでね。
Yeah, fortunately. Tomitake-san was with the girl. I felt a little like I was intruding.
圭一君はどうだったかしら？
How was it, Keiichi-kun?
お祭りは楽しめた？
Did you enjoy the festival? From the way she spoke, it seemed like she was a resident of Hinamizawa. I really should try harder to remember people's faces here. What was her name?
その楽しかったです。
Well, it was fun. My face must have given away how desperately I was trying to remember her name, because she gave a lighthearted chuckle.
圭一君はまだ引っ越してきて日が浅いんだそうだね。
It's probably because it hasn't been long since you moved here.
他の子たちととても親しげだったからとてもそうは思えなかったよ。
It's pretty hard to believe, seeing how friendly you've gotten with the other kids. If that's how it looked, it was probably all thanks to Reina and Mion.
あなたも今日のお祭りに参加して自分がひなみ沢の人間になれたんだって自
Perhaps,
覚できたんじゃないかしら？
perhaps you feel more like a resident of Hinamizawa after taking part in the festival today?
どうなんでしょうね。
I wonder about that.
おや、圭一君らしくない返事だね。
Oh, that's not like you. I tried to get used to Hinamizawa. But there was still plenty of things I didn't know. The faces of people I had met, for example. Things that had happened in the past as well.
なんだ、
Oh,
その程度のことで君は疎遠に感じていたのかい？
You're feeling left out because of something like that?
疎遠なんて大げさなもんじゃないですよ。
It's not so much as feeling left out.
ただなんていうのか。
It's just, I'm not sure how to say it. The incident that out the dam construction site. The fighting over it and other conflicts. That terrible incident they pretended they didn't even know about whenever I brought it up. Even though it was in the past, as someone living in Hinamizawa, it wasn't wrong to want to know about both the good and the bad that had happened here.
それを知ることで君が納得するなら、僕の知っている範囲で何でも教えるよ。
If it will put you at ease, then I'll tell you everything I know. Tomitake-san's smile made me more relieved than I'd ever been. It was hard to think of what to ask when someone said, "Ask me anything, though." Even when there was so much I wanted to ask.
じゃあダム工事について聞かせてください。
Then, could you tell me about what happened when the dam was being constructed?
ひなみ沢が水没するとかいう大事件だったんですよね。
There was a big incident where Hinamizawa was going to be submerged, right?
ダムについては多分ここの人に聞いた方が詳しいと思うけどな。
I think the locals would be more knowledgeable about the dam than I am.
ま、僕が知っている範囲でいいんなら。
Well, if you don't mind, I'll tell you what I know.
新聞で読んだ程度だけどね。
It's only what I read in the newspaper, though. Tomitake-san entered an unfocused gaze as he searched through his memory. Then he spoke.
ダムの計画が決まったのは7、8年くらい前なんだ。
The decision to start the dam project was finalized 7 or 8 years ago.
黒部に次ぐ巨大な計画だったと聞いてるね。
I heard it was the next largest project after the one in Kurobe. There were 3 major issues in Japan at the time. Improving inter-island transportation infrastructure, meeting the higher demand for electricity, and flood control. There was a boom of dam building due to the massive economic stimulus they provided on top of generating electricity and flood control. Hinamizawa had the right conditions to support dam construction, so it was singled out.
ダムの完成に伴って生まれるダム湖はかなりの面積になったらしいね。
The dam reservoir would have covered quite a lot of ground when it was completed.
このひなみ沢からずっと上流の矢郷地あたりまでが全部沈むことになったらしい。
The entire area, right up to Yaguchi, way upstream, would be underwater.
しかしなんだって人が住んでるひなみ沢にわざわざダムを作るんですか？
But why did they have to pick a populated area like Hinamizawa?
もっと他の人が住んでないところに作ればいいのに。
Couldn't they have picked a place where nobody lived?
よくは知らないんだが、ダムを作るのに適した地形ってのがあったって聞いてるね。
I'm really not sure why, but I heard that it was just the right terrain for the building a dam. Of course, there were protests in Hinamizawa. Rika-chan had said they had fought. In that choice of words, I'd have guessed things had turned violent.
裁判にもなったし、議会でも取り上げられたんだ。
There was a trial, and it was even brought up before the National Diet.
東京の新聞にも載ったよ。
It was covered in the Tokyo newspapers, too. Miyono told me all about that as well. I'm sure every resident of Hinamizawa had united to fight together. The feeling of solidarity found here, which could not be expressed properly with mere words, was likely brought about by that battle.
で、いろいろな不祥事や汚職が発覚してね。
As a result, bribery and scandals were brought into light.
ややこしいことになっているうちに工事中止が決まったのだよ。
Complicated, they eventually halted construction. If I wanted to know, that was my only chance to ask. It was certainly a bizarre incident that boys my age would be curious about. I felt a little shame from the fact I was petty enough to have my curiosity piqued by Reina and Mion's refusal to talk about the event, but I figured I might as well ask since I had the chance. So I would stop thinking about it so much.
バラバラ殺人ってありましたよね。
So, there was a dismemberment, right?
あったよ。
There was.
偶然その時期にひなみ沢にいてね。
It happened to be here in Hinamizawa at the time,
だからよく覚えてるよ。
so I remember it well. Tomitake-san's answer was nonchalant in contrast to my hesitantly forced-out question.
ちょうど4年前の今頃だったかな。
It was about this time, 4 years ago.
あれも確か綿流しの日だったね。
It was the day of the Watanagashi, if I recall correctly. Debate on whether to continue construction on the dam was in disarray. Scandal after scandal rocked the project near the end. The incident that was the final nail in the coffin for the dam project. A fight at the dam construction site ended in the victim being murdered. Fearing prosecution, the 6 assailants divided the remains into 6 pieces and hid each one. 5 of the 6 criminals turned themselves in out of guilt, but 1 was still on the run. The right arm he had hidden had yet to be found. The major details lined up with what was in the tabloid I'd read earlier. It certainly was a tragic incident, but it wasn't so terrible that Reina and Mio needed to hide it from me. I guess they didn't want someone who just moved here to have a negative impression of Hinamizawa. I felt grateful for having friends who'd worried so much about me, as well as ashamed for still being so interested in it.
当時はダムのトラブルの末期だったからね。
There's a blinking light under my computer. I gotta see what it is. Oh. Looks like my external hard drive. I don't know why the light's on it is blinking though. Let me make sure it's plugged in. Uh-oh. Oh, that was weird. It opened up the thing. Okay. It's still blinking. Let me turn on my room light. I think it just got a bit too hot. I don't know why it was blinking though. Oh well. It was near the end of all the trouble with the dam, you see.
お社様のたたりだって言ってずいぶん騒がれたんだよ。
So everyone was saying that it was Oyashiro-sama's curse.
お社様のたたりか。
Oyashiro-sama's curse, huh? Oyashiro-sama was the name of the god the shrine had held the festival today, if I recall correctly. I see. The guardian deity rained divine punishment down on the evil dam construction for trying to flood Hinamizawa.
若い人たちはそうは思わなかったみたいだけれど、
Apparently the younger ones didn't think so.
お年寄りたちはお社様のたたりだと疑わなかったみたいね。
But apparently, but it seems the elderly in the village never doubted that it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman with Tomitake chuckled mischievously. Tomitake began laughing with her. It was so infectious I ended up laughing as well.
でも今ではどうかしらね。
But I wonder about now.
結構いるんじゃないかしら。
There are quite a few, I think,
若い人にも。
amongst the youth too.
いるって何がですか？
A few, what?
信じてる人だよ。
People who believe
お社様のたたり。
in Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman's lips were still curled into a smile, but her expression turned stern.
その後ね、
Then after that,
毎年起こるんだよ。
it continued every year,
決まって今頃にね。
always around this time.
怒るって何が？
Continued? What continued? Tomitake-san paused for a second, as if to build up some suspense. Then he whispered to me, as if someone might have been listening.
毎年綿流しの日になるとね、
Every year, on the day of the Watanagashi,
誰かが死ぬんだよ。
someone dies.
バラバラ殺人の翌年の綿流しの日、
The year following the dismemberment, on the day of the Watanagashi,
ひなみ沢の住人でありながらダムの誘致派だった男が旅行先で崖下の濁流に転落して死亡した。
a man from Hinamizawa who had supported the dam fell off a cliff overlooking some rapids and died while he was on vacation.
奥さんに至っては死体も上がってない。
Speaking of his wife, unfortunately, her body was also never recovered.
ひなみ沢の人間でありながらダムに賛成していた男ですからね。
He supported the dam construction even though he lived in Hinamizawa.
事故当時お年寄りたちはお社様のたたりだとささやきあったものよ。
At the time, there were whispers amongst the elderly saying it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman chuckled mischievously again.
さらに翌年、
Then the next year,
綿流しの晩、
the night of the Watanagashi,
今度は神社の神主が原因不明で急死した。
the shrine Shinto priest died suddenly from an unknown illness.
奥さんはその晩のうちに沼に受水自殺した。
His wife drowned herself in the bog that night.
神社の神主って今日のこの神社の神主ですか？
The shrine Shinto priest. You mean he was from the shrine here? The woman nodded.
村人たちはお社様のお怒りを鎮めきれなかったんだって噂したわね。
There was a rumor amongst the villagers that they weren't able to quell Yashiro-sama's anger.
さらに翌年、これもまた綿流しの晩、
Then the year after that, again on the night of the Watanagashi,
今度は近所の主婦が撲殺体で発見された。
they discovered the battered body of a local housewife. Housewife? Up until now, all these mysterious deaths were people involved with the dam or who had connections with Oyashiro-sama. With that in mind, could the housewife have been involved in some way too?
その通りよ。
Exactly. The woman stated slyly. No, it was more menacingly.
被害者の一家はね、その2年前に転落死したダム誘致派の男の弟一家に当たるのよ。
The victim's family, you see, happened to be that of the younger brother of the dam supporter who fell to his death 2 years before.
弟本人はまだ生きてるらしいね。
The younger brother is still alive, it seems.
でもやはりかなり気にしてね、近隣の町に引っ越してったらしいよ。
But it did bother him quite a bit, so he moved to the neighboring town. For a while, I stood there with my mouth agape. The battle over the dam construction with Hinamizawa's future at stake, and the murder at the center of it all. That was all I knew, and that was all I wanted to ask about. But that wasn't all there was to the story. Homicide, body disposal, accidental deaths, terminal illness, suicide, fatal beatings. I'm a pretty level-headed person. I don't really want to believe in curses, but the freakish deaths that happened every year on the day of the Watanagashi, and all of them were related to the dam construction, it was easy to dismiss each of them as coincidences by themselves, but when you put them all together, dismissing all of them as coincidence would then defy logic. I don't believe in curses, but every single year, on the day of the Watanagashi, somebody or something makes it happen, without fail. The woman chuckled again, as if she picked up on what I was thinking. It felt like she was saying, maybe there was. Maybe we frightened him. Stuff like that. I felt embarrassed at being read so easily. I pressed Tomitake-san to continue, a bit of impatience and irritation in my tone. Then,
その翌年の綿流しの晩にもまた人が死ぬわけですよね。
so someone died the next year, right?
今度は誰です？
Who was it that time?
さーてね、圭一君は誰だと思うかな。
I wonder. Who do you think, Keiichi-kun?
あ？
The hell? The way he said it didn't agree with me. The sarcastic tone ticked me off.
はぐらかさないでくださいよ。俺は結構真剣に。
Don't avoid the question. I'm being serious here.
まあまあ圭一君落ち着いて。
Hey, hey. Calm down, Kiichi-kun. I realized when she tried to calm me down that I had been panicking.
別にはぐらかしたつもりはないんだよ、ケイチ君。
We aren't trying to avoid the question, Kiichi-kun.
つまりその翌年の綿流しってのは
It's
つまり
just when you say the next year, that's
今日よ。
that's today. When Tomitake-san hesitated to say it, she finished it for him. I broke into a cold sweat. I really didn't think like the direction this was headed.
みんな口にしないけど今夜また何か起こるんじゃないかって思ってる。
Nobody wants to speak of it, but they all think it's going to happen again tonight.
こんなにお祭りで賑わってるのに。
The festival is so cheerful, though.
あのね、去年の被害者の主婦は不信心者だったらしくてね。
Well, the victim of last year, the housewife, she was a non-believer.
綿流しのお祭りに参加しなかったらしいの。
It turns out she didn't even attend the Watanagashi festival.
今年の綿流しに参加しないとお社様の怒りに触れるかもしれないって噂。
There was a rumor going around that if you didn't participate in the festival, you would incur Oyashiro-sama's wrath.
ケイチ君なら聞いてるんじゃないかい？
Didn't you hear anything about this, Keiichi? I never heard a whisper of that rumor.
じゃあみんなのお祭りの参加はたたりを恐れて。
Then the reason everyone was at the festival was they were afraid of the curse?
そうなんじゃないかと思うね。
I figured that must have been the reason.
今年の綿流しは例年になく参加者が多いよ。
There were a lot of more people at the Watanagashi than usual.
やっぱりみんな怖いんでしょうね。
I guess everyone was just afraid after all
お社様のたたり。
of Oyashiro-sama's curse. I couldn't utter a single word. In this modern age, where we've made progress in all scientific fields, shedding light on the unknown and misunderstood, where black and white television had been eradicated and we've sent men to the moon, even with all our accomplishments, this can exist in modern society?
桜ってことで近隣の町の子供会をかなり招待したらしいけど。
Tons of invitations were sent out to neighboring towns, youth groups to help pad the numbers.
やっぱり一連の事件を受けて
But
あん
after,
まり参加はなかったみたいね。
but after that string of events, few decided to join.
人集めに苦労してるって町会の人がぼやいてたもの。
The municipal committee members were complaining about how hard it was to gather participants.
警察もね、過去の事件は全て別個のもので関連性はないとしてるみたいだけどね。
Also, the police are treating each case as isolated. They don't believe they're connected.
警備ってことで私服警官をだいぶ立たせてたみたいだよ。
But apparently they sent quite a few plainclothes officers for security. It finally began to dawn on me why Reina and Neon were reluctant to talk. If nothing had happened during this Watanagashi, everything would have been over with, and I'd be none the wiser. If nothing happened, all would be well. In that case, it would all end up being just crazy talk. I should have just pretended like I knew nothing from the beginning. Then they wouldn't have had to act like nothing happened. And we would have all gone back to life as usual.
やっぱり刺激が強すぎたかしら。
Maybe it was too much for him after all. The woman ran her fingers through her hair as she sighed.
いえ、そんな全然。
No, it wasn't. Not at all. I tried to act strong, but that just served to emphasize how much the information had unsettled me. After seeing how I looked, Tomitake-san appeared to regret saying anything. Letting out a sigh, he then spoke, forcing an awkward, upbeat demeanor.
まさかケイチ君、たたりなんて信じてるわけじゃないだろう？
Keiichi-kun, surely you don't believe in such things as curses.
そりゃまあ。
Well, no.
全ての事件が原因不明で犯人も手口も謎っていうなら僕もたたりを疑ってもいいよ。
If the causes of all the crimes were unknown, with the perpetrators and their methods of mystery, then I'd concede the possibility of the curse.
だけど実際には違う。
But that's not how things are in reality.
どの事件もちゃんと警察が捜査して真相や犯人を究明してる。
Police investigations have already uncovered the truth and perpetrators for all the cases. Hearing him say police made me feel a lot better. It was perfect for repelling the word curse.
例えば一番最初のバラバラ殺人。
The first one, the dismemberment, for example.
言ったよね。
I told you, didn't I?
犯人は一人を残して全員逮捕されてる。
All but one of the perpetrators were arrested.
残った一人だって時間の問題さ。
It's only a matter of time for the last one.
動機だって酒の上での口論からと判明してる。
The motive turned out to have been an argument they had while intoxicated.
たたりなんかじゃない。
That's no curse.
だろ？
Don't you agree? That was true. If it didn't happen on the day of the Watanagashi, then I wouldn't think it was related to the curse at all.
次の誘致派の夫婦の事故死だってそうさ。
The accidental deaths of the couple who supported the dam is the same.
恨みを買う立場だったからね。警察が特に入念に捜査したと思うよ。
He was in a position that made others hate him. The police made a point of investigating from that angle.
それで発表は事故。
They concluded it was an accident,
他殺じゃない。
not foul play.
でもまた綿流しの日に起きたんですよね。
But they both happened on the day of the festival, right?
考えてもみなよ、ケイチ君。
Just think about it, Keiichi-kun.
ひなみ沢に敵が多かった彼が地元のお祭りにおちおち参加できると思うかい？
Do you think people with a lot of enemies here in Hinamizawa could participate easily in a local festival?
彼にとっては綿流しの時期は特にひなみ沢に居づらい時期に違いないよ。
It would be especially hard for them to be around during the Watanagashi.
だからわざわざこの時期に旅行をし、意図的にひなみ沢を離れようとしたんじゃないかな。
So they probably left Hinamizawa intentionally around this time of year to travel, don't you think? It wasn't a very clear explanation, but I sort of understood what Tomitaki-san was getting at. So I pressed on earnestly, asking more questions so that I could convince myself.
じゃあ富武さん、その次に死んだ神主さんはどうです？
Then, Tomitaki-san, what about the priest who died after that?
原因不明の奇病だって。
The one with the unknown illness.
それもまたしても綿流しの日に。
That also happened on the day of the festival.
神主さんはもっと説明がつきやすいよ。
It's even easier to explain what happened to the Shinto priest.
綿流しのお祭りは神主さんにとっては年に一度の大行事。
The
過労に体調不良が重なったんだろうね。
Watanagashi is a really big event that happens once a year. It was probably from all the built-up stress.
あるいはもともと持病持ちだったのかもしれない。
Or it may be because of a pre-existing condition.
でも奇病ですよ。
But it was an unknown illness.
でもこの医学の進歩した時代に原因不明なんて。
It's hard to believe such a thing could exist with all our advances in medicine.
尾ひれだよ。
It's just an exaggeration.
噂が噂を呼んだだけさ。
Rumors making rumors.
2年立て続けに事件が起これば誰だって過敏になるよ。
Anyone would get worked up over having incidents happen 2 years in a row.
急死は確かに不自然だったかもしれないけど、
The sudden death is quite unnatural, though.
こういう死に方をすると必ず警察が検視をする。
Of course, the police ordered an autopsy because of the strange way he died.
で、事件性は発見されなかったんだろう。
But there wasn't enough for them to open a full investigation, you know?
本当に偶然の病死なんだよ。
Turns out it was just a sudden death due to illness.
確か神主の奥さんが自殺してますよね。
The priest's wife committed suicide, correct?
じゃあこれは？
What about that?
すでに説明した通りさ。
I believe I already explained that.
3年目の事件に村人たちは動揺していた。
Everyone was shaken up by the incidents happening for a third year.
信心深い人たちはすぐにたたりだと決めてかかったのさ。
Those who are of strong faith were quick to believe it was the work of a curse.
もちろん神主の奥さんもね。
Of course, that included the priest's wife.
自殺の際に死んでお社様の怒りをお鎮めするみたいな遺書が見つかったらしいし。
Apparently, they found a suicide note that said something like, "My death will quell Yasuo-sama's anger."
じゃあ次の主婦の事件は？
Well then, how about the next incident with the housewife?
またしても綿流しの日に。
That happened on the day of the Watanagashi too.
この事件は犯人も逮捕されて解決してるよ。
The perpetrator has already been caught and the case has been closed.
一種の異常者で ひなみ沢のたたり騒ぎを面白がって再現したと自供し
Turns
た。
out it was just some nut job trying to continue the legacy of the Yunamizawa curse.
じゃあ次の年の事件は
Then, how about the incident next year? Oh yeah, this year was the next year. Tomitake-san gave a hearty laugh.
もう何も起こらないよ。
Nothing will happen.
今度こそね。
Not this year.
お社様のたたりなんてもともとない。
There's never a curse to begin with.
一連の偶然をあると信じている人たちがそうだと吹聴しているだけさ。
It's just that a group of people believed it was the explanation for a string of coincidences. My internal computer finally got itself back on track. I felt a bit embarrassed by how childish I'd become after losing control and panicking.
僕は圭一君がひなみ沢をとても好きだと思ってることをよく知ってるよ。
I can see very clearly now that Keiichi-kun really does love Hinamizawa.
仮にお社様のたたりが実在したとしても、
Even if Oyashiro-sama's curse actually did exist.
そんな圭一君にたたりがあるなんて
I can't
とても思えないね。
imagine that Keiichi-kun would become a target. I felt very relieved. I should probably just forget everything I had heard tonight. I'll greet Reina and Mion tomorrow with the same smile as always. They probably also like tonight to end without incident, so they can continue on tomorrow without having worried me. Perhaps seeing my change in attitude, the woman who had been listening and stretched out as she got up from the rock she was sitting on.
さてと、
Well then,
そろそろ私は戻らないとね。
I should be getting back.
おっと、僕も少々長くおしゃべりしすぎたかな。
Goodness, I think I may have gone on a bit too long. There were so few people compared to the crowd from before. I could only make out a few groups of families enjoying the cool evening air. I looked at my watch. It seemed we'd talked for the better part of an hour.
圭一君もお友達と一緒に来たんでしょ。
Didn't you come along with your friends, Keiichi-kun?
みんなを探したら。
Not going to look for them?
そうだった。
Oh yeah,
みんな俺のことを探してるかもしれない。
they might all be looking for me.
女の子に探させるなんてなかなかの罪人だね。
You're quite the scoundrel, making the girls look for you.
じゃあね、おやすみなさい、圭一君。
See you, Keiichi-kun. Have a good night.
次郎さんもね。また後ほど。
You too, Jiro-san. I'll see you in a bit later. Tomitake-san seems to be quite the scoundrel himself, so his name is Jiro. After dusting off her backside, she disappeared into the crowd of people still busy cleaning up the shrine grounds.
ケイチくん、ごめんなさい。
Keiichi-kun, so sorry. In her place, Reina came running over. I could see all the others behind her. Speak of the devil.
悪いケイちゃん。
My bad, Kei-chan.
すっかり話し込んじゃっててさ。
We got so caught up in our discussion. I completely forgotten about them while caught up in my own conversation, so we were even.
あら、富武さんもご一緒でございましたの。
My, so Tomitake-san was with you.
ちょうどよかったですわ。
This works out perfectly.
今日の射的の結果発表がありますです。
We still need to settle the shooting gallery competition. No. The game crashed. That's great. What happened? That's not good. Might have something to do with my hard drive because that's where all my Steam games are stored on. This has never happened. It also doesn't autosave. Hold on. Let's see where the last save was. First, let me check the settings just in case. I need to see where the hotkeys are. Mod menu, so that's just for the 07th mod. Okay, I think I have to do it from the game. Aw, man. End of chapter 5. Okay, I'm gonna have to speed through it. Hold on. I'm just gonna mute it so it doesn't have to, so you don't have to listen to the sound of everyone's voice going so quickly by. Because that was near the end of chapter 6. I should have quick saved. It's F1. Bad. Okay, time to figure out which key is the fast. The button to make it go faster. Oh. Wait. I need to go see a character to see which. Ew. That's better. Nope. That was full screen. There we go. S. Now we wait. Almost there. Okay, here we are. Unmute. Back. Okay, I'm just gonna quick save. And also normal save.
すっかり話し込んじゃっててさ。
ちょうどよかったですわ。今日の射的の結果発表がありますです。
あ
Here we
そう
go.
だったね。
That's right.
結局ビリは僕なのかな。
So I guess I'm gonna end up dead last. In the end, after my dramatic victory, Riko-chan was the last challenger, but there weren't many targets left. The ones remaining were all tiny and difficult to hit. She did take her time in aim, but all 3 shots completely missed. She was to end up sharing the loser's crown with Tomitake-san. However, she did her little meeping cry in front of the owner, and he turned to mush instantly. She was giving a pack of gum as a consolation prize. Her methods were a bit audacious, but she did avoid being the loser rather magnificently.
思うにリカちゃんって結構タヌキだろ。
Come to think of it, Rika-chan is quite the trickster.
圭一の言ってる意味がわかりませんです。
I have no idea what Keiichi is talking about.
なわけでビリは富武さんに決まり。
Now then, it's decided that Tomitake-san is dead last. Everyone cheered and applauded. Tomitake-san smiled wryly, slightly bewildered.
じゃあ富武さん、覚悟はいいかな？罰ゲーム。
So, Tomitake-san, are you ready? Penalty time.
えあ忘れてた。
Huh? Oh, I completely forgot about that. You're too naive, Tomitake-san. This is why you've got to avoid losing in our club. Mion pulled a felt-tip marker from her pocket. Oh, it's that.
ミオン、武士の情けだ。
Show him some mercy, Mion.
せめて水性にしてやれ。
At least use a washable marker.
油性はつらい。
A permanent one is too harsh.
油性じゃないとダメだよ。
It just has to be permanent.
お洗濯したら落ちちゃうじゃない。
Water-based marker would come off in the laundry.
なんだい
Whoa, whoa. What is
お
this?
手柔らかに頼むよ。
Please take it easy on me. All of us pinned his arm behind his back and Mion approached him with the marker in one hand.
キュッキュッキュッだ。
And squip, squip, squip. But she didn't write on Tomitake-san's face. She wrote on the shirt he was wearing. You'd better have your big break this year, Mion. Reina took up the marker next. Show me your photos next time, okay? Reina. It was a little heartwarming, and I just had to laugh.
これじゃあ罰ゲームってより寄せ書きじゃないか。
Haha, this is more like a farewell card than a penalty.
私は甘くはありませんのよ。
I'm not as soft as the rest.
ちゃんと罰ゲームでいきますわ。
I'll make sure this is a proper penalty. Haha, dead last, Satoko. Try harder next time, Rika.
圭一さんもどうぞでございます。
Here you go, Keiichi-san. I couldn't decide what to write, but based off of what kind of penalty this was probably the most appropriate. Come back and play again, Keiichi. Tomitake-san was silent the entire time. At first he was quite bewildered, but now he had a different look on his face.
これを着たまま帰郷するのも罰ゲームのうちに入るのかな。
So I have to wear this all the way back to Tokyo as part of the penalty?
もちろんちゃんと着たまま家に帰ってね。
Of course. You better wear it all the way home.
次に来る時にも着てきてくれるといいな。
You could wear it when you come back.
いいな。
It would be nice. He appeared deeply moved. Embarrassment mixed with a wealth of other emotions made him turn a bright red.
分かった。次に来る時もこれを着てくるよ。
Understood. I'll wear this the next time I come here.
約束する。
I promise. Everyone cheered and applauded. It was the finest parting gift possible for a buddy heading out tonight. I saw the woman who was with Tomitake-san standing near the festival grounds. It seemed Tomitake-san had noticed her too, and now knew it was time to leave.
お連れ様がお待ちみたいじゃん。
Seems like your guest is waiting.
そろそろお時間かな。
Isn't it about time? Hmm?
そうみたいだね。
Yeah, that's certainly how it seems. Haha. Tomitake-san headed off towards her and seemed to apologize for making her wait. We all shouted stuff at Tomitake-san. Each time we did, he looked back and waved his hand. Eventually, he faded into the darkness of the night, out of sight. It was quite the casual farewell. This wasn't the first time any of us had seen someone off. They had done the same thing many times before.
行っちゃったね。
He's gone.
じゃうちらも引き上げるかね。
Well, it's about time we take off too. Rika-chan had to stay behind with the other committee members since they were having a meeting. Satoko was tagging along with her. I headed back home with the usual suspects. The walk back was quite lively, with talk of the day's war stories. Should have done this, should have done that kind of stuff. Reina and I parted ways with Mion, and then it was just the two of us. Then we got to my house, and I parted ways with Reina as well.
こんな時間だけど一人で大丈夫か？
It's already pretty late. Are you alright by yourself?
全然平気だよ。
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine.
近いし、走っていくし。
It's close. I'm going to run too.
変な奴がいたら大声出せよ。
If you run into some weirdo, just yell.
出したら、助けに来てくれるのかな。かな。
If I do shout, will you come and save me? Maybe? Maybe?
聞こえたらな。
If I hear you. Oh, okay.
聞こえるくらい大きな声を出すね。
I'll scream loud enough so you can hear me. Merrily spinning her arms around at high speed, Reina dashed off. She was fine. In that mode, not even a dolt could stand against her. Reina's cheerful presence disappeared and it finally became quiet again. The curse that not a soul mentioned, even under their breath. The more I learned about it tonight, the more unsettling it became. It didn't show on any of their faces, but they were probably all quite concerned about it as well. But if nothing happens tonight, then it all ends up being just crazy talk. Nothing will happen, nothing bad, nothing at all.
どうしたのケイチ、そんなところで。
What's wrong, Keiichi? Why are you standing in a place like that?
中に入りなさい。風邪をひくわよ。
Come inside, you'll catch a cold. It was my mom.
母さんは行った？
Did you go, Mom?
綿流しのお祭り。
To the Watanagashi festival?
結局お父さんが起きなかったからね。
In the end, your father didn't wake up,
行きそびれちゃったわ。
so I missed it.
残念。
A little disappointing. Mom stuck her tongue out with a bit of embarrassed look on her face. Oof, oh boy. That's the end of chapter 6. Save. That's halfway through. Only halfway. Reviewed the tips, and then I think I'll end the stream. Hojo couple's falling incident. From the June 1980 edition. On the afternoon of XX at 2 p.m., office boys XXXX and his wife XXXX of Hinamizawa village in Shishabone Prefecture disappeared after falling 27 meters from the observatory platform in Shirakawa Prefecture. Police and firefighters searched downstream and discovered the body of XXXX at around 7 p.m. that evening. His wife, XXXXX, has yet to be found. The search has run into difficulties due to the effects of Typhoon 3 from the previous day. It appeared that the railing at the observatory that XX's leaned on had broken, causing them to fall. The groundskeeping staff was questioned by the police in regards to facility deterioration and if park maintenance was performed properly. The terminal illness death of Shinto priest Furude. From the June 1981 edition. On the afternoon of XX around 10 p.m. in the X district of Hinamizawa village in Shishibone Prefecture, the Shinto priest of the Furude shrine passed away after an existing condition he was recovering from suddenly worsened. Parties closer to the seas said he was suffering from anxiety issues concerning the festival, which was to be held that day. Also, after XXXS's death, his wife XXXX went missing, leaving behind a farewell note. The police and local youth association continued the search. However, given the presence of the farewell message and the fact that the Onigafuchi swamp is said to be bottomless, they have run into difficulties. It wasn't reported in the newspaper. What? Okay. That was it. That was the only thing about the housewife murder. Okay. Radio log. Here we go. This is Okinomiya Station calling Unit 3. Unit 3, please respond.
3号です。感度良好。
This is Unit 3, loud and clear. Backup is headed your way. Hold position until further instructions. Over.
はい、3号了解。
Roger, Unit 3 acknowledged. Requesting no headlights. Requesting radio silence.
今、先生が到着しました。運びたいそうですがどうしますか？
Station, the doctor has arrived. They want to carry it away. What's the order?
どうぞ。
Over. Acknowledged. Leave it to the doctor.
はい、了解です。
Affirmative. Understood.
ああ、応援も到着しました。
Ah, backup has arrived.
先に写真撮らせた方がいいんじゃないですか？
Shouldn't we let them take a photo first?
外車、もう無駄だと思いますし。
I think the Vic is done for. Ooh. Well, let me just save again. Just in case. And I'm gonna end the stream here. Halfway through the first episode of Higurashi. Out of what? 8, 9? It's a lot. So I'm gonna end the stream.